Should be going. Oh, there we go. So, all right. So we're live now. My name is Ben. I'm one of the members of the Tease.fans staff. I'm here with Ashley D. We're going to be doing a 1 hour, if it takes that long, AMA here on YouTube. We have 10 questions that are already selected, 5 from Tease.fans staff and 5 from the audience. We've already picked out one that will be the winner as well. I suppose we can announce that at the very end. And so I'm going to go ahead and start asking questions to Ashley. So Ashley, how are you doing today, first of all? And this is not one of the questions. I'm just curious.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay. This is the first one of these interviews I've done myself. I have to make sure I actually look at the camera up here and the audience, because you're a little bit below. So I don't know, a little interesting for me, but I'm going to have fun with it. I'm in my man cave here. I suppose the audience can see these tiger pictures behind me and stuff. I have some interesting lighting I can put on in here, and it looks like you have some flowers behind you and stuff as well, and a nice couch.
A nice floral arrangement. There you go.
All right, so I'm just gonna kind of jump right into it. I have them on my phone right here if you see me looking down. All right, so this is the first question from Tease staff. So how did you get into the adult entertainment industry? How long have you been in it?
So originally I got into the adult entertainment industry. It started off as I was modeling and I was doing online work, so it transferred into adult entertainment online as well.
Mhm.
Um, and now I've been doing it for about 5 years.
Oh, okay. Did you have a whole career before you were in adult entertainment or anything like that?
I've actually worked in so many fields, it's insane.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I myself, I just started working for this cryptocurrency team. I also work in market research during the day. I've been a massage therapist before. I've had a variety of all kinds of careers. I worked in politics for 8 years. So
What?
yeah, so this is a whole other realm. I've never been in, talking to adult stars like this. So it's pretty interesting.
That's
Um,
awesome.
All right, so let's see what we got. So you said you've been in for 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Have you? Did you start out with a large following like this? Because I know when I looked at your profiles, you had 250,000 Twitter followers. That looked like about 350,000 on Instagram. Did
Yeah.
that take a long time to build up over time?
For my Instagram, it built over probably 2 years, but I was doing music videos, I was doing men's magazines,
Mm.
stuff like that. My Twitter, I actually only made like a year and a half ago,
Oh,
and
okay.
some of my following probably came from my Instagram, and then my Twitter just went.
Okay, yeah, it seems like it went real fast. I mean, I'm also a musician on the side. I have, say, a Twitter account for just music, and I swear I've been in the single digit thousands for years, it seems like. So jumping to that so fast, I mean, that's impressive to me.
Yeah.
All right, so I can go to the next question from T's staff again. Do you have favorite adult actors or content creators that you like to work with?
I actually only work with one other content creator, and
Hmm.
that's actually like my best friend, like my sister. Her name is Erica, and we do like girl on girl stuff.
Hmm. I've seen that on oh wow, look at that. I've seen that on your profiles online that you both were working together and doing things in public and stuff like that. So was she your friend before you actually got into this industry?
We actually started doing music videos around the same time, and we actually met on a set, and we just clicked. And once we clicked, we became friends. We
Hmm.
kind of started like the adult websites at the same time, and it just meshed.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and I mean, you're both very beautiful. I'm sure lots of people love looking at your content and looking to see you both together. I'd love to have her on our platform as well. I'd love to go talk to her and just see if she wants to do anything with us as well.
I
I,
will definitely let her know.
yeah, we have a lot of upcoming promotional events, that we can definitely offer some things to her for. And you as well, obviously.
Love that.
As well, do you have like a favorite studio or producer that you work with, or do you not actually work with studios? Is it more just independent for you?
It's all independent for me. For now, I like that better because I have complete control over everything. And if I want something down, I can take it down. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So for me, that's what's best for right now.
Yeah, I've seen like definitely that there's different, I would say, spheres of employment that people have in this sort of industry. With some people that work directly for studio, directly for an agent or something, and then people are more independent and just work off like their OnlyFans or their website or something like that themselves. So you're more like in that category.
Yes, I'm more in that category.
Okay. All right. So next question from T's staff: did the pandemic affect your business model in the adult industry at all? And did you move to creating more online content at all? And it sounds like you already were doing a lot of online content.
I was actually doing online content before people started joining OnlyFans. I was already on there. And honestly, when the pandemic first hit for me, it spiked.
Hmm.
Um, I live in Atlanta, and I have a large Atlanta following. And in Atlanta, it's a lot of like strip clubs and stuff like that. So I
Hmm.
think the fact that since my following is, a lot of my following is in Atlanta, when the clubs closed, they wanted to see somebody at home. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So for me, it worked out.
That makes sense. So, and that's what I've heard from a lot of adult content creators when I talk to them that, like OnlyFans, like it's been around for a few years, like it's been a thing that's like culturally known, but really in the pandemic, it just exploded. Now there's a ton more content creators on it. It's like kind of saturated.
Yes.
I do a lot of like lead searching and a lot of like putting together like who I'm going to reach, in marketing and outreach. And I would say there's at least 15,000, 20,000 solid creators on that site at least that I can easily find if I just put in like OnlyFans on Twitter or something like that.
So true. That's so true. It like super spiked when the pandemic. It's so many users on there now.
Hmm. Yeah, and so I mean it's good for us, and in the adult industry, like looking for content creators, so it's so much easier now. Is it harder for you as a content creator that it's so saturated, or is it not really a big deal to you?
Um, I don't think it's a big deal for me because I have a fan base. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So even though it's saturated, a lot of my people that are on my site, they've been subscribed for a long time and they
Hmm.
resubscribe every month. So for me, it's important for me to just have a fan base because I feel like when we talk about any type of star, if it's a Beyonce fan, she could do good, bad, or indifferent. If she puts out a pencil, people are going to buy it. So if I build a fan base that people are invested in me, they're going to stick around.
Right. And that's also like why we're interested in working with you because you have this fan base, you have a big following already. We want to work with you for many future endeavors to have content on our platform. And we'll definitely, come back with you, multiple times saying, hey, we're working on this now, are you interested in that? So I love that, you have this great big fan base that, you can use however you want, that's been mutually beneficial for both of us.
I appreciate that. And I look forward to it.
It's wonderful. All right, so another question from T's staff. Let's see here. What is one thing that your fans our viewers don't know about you that would be surprising to them?
Um, Something most people don't know about me, I actually don't have any brothers or sisters. I'm my only child, so I'm already a spoiled brat.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean,
So
like
if you
if
become one of my fans, spoil me.
it feels like in this day and age that everyone has a brother or sister, and it's also like something that's like super defined to them where they're like, I'm the baby of the family, that means that
Right.
I have no responsibilities or something. I'm the middle child. Like I have one brother personally, but I've always wondered what it's like to just be an only child. Like was that better? Do you think I was better growing up, or do you think you wish you had a sibling?
Um, I actually enjoyed it because my mom is one of 10 kids and my dad is one
Oh,
of
ooh,
eight.
okay,
So
okay.
I have a bunch of cousins if I needed to be around people.
Hmm.
But it let me be creative and use my imagination.
Yeah, so like my grandfather, I think he had like 8 or 9 siblings like that, and so I have like a zillion cousins like that as well.
Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, so and I think there's like some that are like still in like other countries and stuff. Like I'm personally ethnically Jewish, so like I have relatives in like France and Russia and all this stuff. And like I don't like every time I go to see like my family, I'm like, oh, there's like 5 new cousins I've never met before. Look at that. So I'm guessing it's like that for you too.
Yes, for sure. Everywhere. It's just like you have family everywhere spilling over.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes you meet people also that just like they have like 2 relatives or something that are really in their life, and they're like, well, I got my dad and my uncle, and it seems like a little, I don't know, a little boring or a little lifeless. It's kind of fun having like a big family like that.
It
Like
is.
and you kind of have like the best of both worlds in that like you don't have any siblings, and at the same time you have this big giant family, so you get to see it like both ways, I guess.
I agree. So my cousins actually just visited me out here the other week and we had a blast. So it's good to like have people that you have your family that you can interact with, but also being the only child, I do like my solitude sometimes. So
Mhm. All right, so I got another question from T's staff. What is your favorite thing about working in the adult entertainment industry? And also, what would be your least favorite thing?
my favorite thing is I get to make my own schedule. Like I can do what I want and go where I want, and do work from anywhere. So I do like that. The downside is, I would say a lot of people look at me as an object, and
Hmm.
sometimes their approach towards me is a little rude.
Yeah.
But yeah, but other than that, I'm just a person. So
Yeah, like I personally, like I work a 9 to 5 job outside of like cryptocurrencies and stuff. So I totally would love to just work whenever I want, not have to wake up early in the morning to have to do stuff. That sounds great
yeah,
to me.
yeah,
Um, Definitely on the other side of that of what you said of like the your least favorite thing. I mean, I hear, see, and breathe that at a certain point. There's just a amount of like objectivity that people give to like adult stars where they're just like looking at the body and not like thinking about the person and like not really caring what they do. Um, I see it a lot, especially with like people that do streaming content, that maybe are like cam girl stuff or like chatterbait or something like that. That just they're not thought of as like a person like at all. Like the people are just coming in and just being like, get me off basically, and that's all they really want, and they don't care what the person thinks. To me, it's just I don't know. Like there's a person at the end of the day, and you just don't want to treat them, like less how you wouldn't want to treat like yourself or your family member or something. Even though like there's a whole, like sexual, work that you're doing and whatever content you're doing, like it's still you still want to be nice to them.
yeah, and I definitely agree. It's just common courtesy. Like I think we are here for an experience and a fantasy, but you can be nice.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to move on to the questions that are from the actual people in the chat. So we've gone through all the T's staff questions. And then at the end of these questions, I'll reveal which one was your favorite question.
Oh, excited.
Yeah, very specifically, we've done 2 of these previously were the same person, one in a row. And so the chat was thinking like, oh, is this going to be the same person again for the 3rd time? And you picked someone that was not that same person. So hopefully the people seeing this or hearing this are excited that it might actually be them and not the same person that keeps winning over and over again.
Good.
So this first one is from Ronnie Diamonds in our Telegram chat. It says, being from the ATL, how have you been able to stand out as one of the baddest models in the game when there is so much competition down there?
First of all, I want to thank his name is Ronnie, correct?
That's what it says, yeah.
I want to thank you, Ronnie, for considering me one of the baddest. But for me personally, the way I stand out is I just try to take inspiration from everything, like anything. So when I put out new stuff, I want to constantly keep evolving and constantly keep getting better at what I do. So I'm constantly thinking of new ways to do new things and to like bring new content to the table. So it actually makes me excited when I can bring new content to the table.
Do you have anything like coming up that you'd want to like tell anyone about that's listening?
It's going to be a lot of new stuff coming in these next 2 months. So it's going to be a lot of new content coming. So you got to tune in to all my social medias and stuff for that.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, like I go through all these different adult content creators. You know, like my job is just purely marketing and outreach for this cryptocurrency team, and so I go through so many, you know, just like through Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. And at this point, you know, I'm like a little desensitized looking at like adult content because I'm like looking at so much of it just for like my job right now, you know. And I see every so often someone that really catches my eye where I'm like, oh wow, okay, I need to like take a moment, you know, I see that, you know. And I definitely felt that when I was like just looking through like your Twitter feed, where I was like, okay.
I appreciate that. I love
um, all right, so I got another question from it says Sam, three Sams at Sam 07. So fun name. What do you think of the whole adult industry as a whole? Is it rough? And is the bonding good? And is there lots of scheming and bitching? I thought that part was funny.
that. Okay. Um, let's break it down in the parts because I'm going to forget something. So give me the first part of it again.
Yeah, well, there's like 4 sections to this. So, what do you think of the adult industry as a whole?
Okay, as a whole, I think the adult industry is dope. It's so many different lanes, there's so many different opportunities for people to do different things. There are a million different types of things to do in the adult industry. And more times than less, most of it you can become your own employer. So, with that being said, I actually think it's really dope.
Do you think like in the adult industry there's any sort of like minuses or anything that you would change personally if you had the ability to do so?
For for me, I haven't done I haven't done I haven't worked with studios.
Right.
So I can't really compare it to
Right. So as an
you.
independent content creator, you don't really have any like minuses. You know, you just get all the positives of the industry basically.
Yeah.
All right. So next section of this, is it rough or is the bonding good?
Mm, Bonding. I mean, you do meet a lot of people. Like you do shout outs with girls, y'all make content together, you meet up, take pictures together. You do build some form of relationships. But for me personally, I'm not really a friendly person. Like I think it's a strong word to call people my friends. So I have few friends in the adult entertainment industry. We would have to build a friendship outside of there first for me. But it does build bonds as like good acquaintances and stuff like that.
Do you ever have any like friendships or any connections with say like your fans instead of like the people you're working with?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
what kind of relationships have you
um
had that way?
so I talk to my fans on the daily. So inevitably that does build a connection.
Hmm. Yeah, some people I talk to, it seems like they have almost like an antagonistic relationship with their fans. Like I see a lot of people that are, you know, they put themselves as a financial dominatrix, and they just seem like they're very mean to the people, you know, like on purpose. Like maybe that's like a kink or something, you know,
Okay,
to the people that are, you know, giving them money basically, you
that's not
know.
my thing. Like
Yeah.
I take requests from my fans. If they tell me they want certain types of videos, I try to accommodate. Yeah, we have good relationships. I don't want to be a
Hmm.
that type.
Yeah, and just for the Tease fans, investors that are watching, we had specifically me and Ashley just before this call actually secured some content that we were going to use for an upcoming contest that we're going to be having probably in the next week or two. So I just want to let you guys know that she does have some stuff coming with us as well.
And I'm
Um,
excited for it.
yeah, and we have I think one little more chunk of this question that was the fun part. It says, "Is there lots of scheming and bitching?"
I mean, in any industry, there's got to be some type of scheming. You know what I mean? Because people inevitably want to make money. I don't know
Right.
how they do it, but
Yeah.
probably.
I mean, it's all money to me, working thinking about all this stuff, like I see lots of money to be made, in not only just, pornography, but in this juncture of pornography and cryptocurrencies and NFTs that, that we at Tease fans are working around, so and it's something that's really new, in the industry as well, where like the whole technology of NFTs, what, maybe a year old or something that has really been known to people. Adult NFTs, that's only been the last couple months that that type of content's even been easily available, that there's been websites for. So I see, to me personally, I see all dollar signs, in the adult NFT world, both for myself on the team, but any sort of adult content creators that are able to get onto the, get into the adult NFT industry early before all the other big companies and big names and stuff jump on. So I feel that, for you, Ashley, there's probably a lot of dollar signs you can get out of this type of stuff too, especially because, you know, we haven't even launched our platform yet. You're coming in like day one. So I'm excited to see what we can get out of this for you.
I'm excited for it.
All right, so we'll move on to the next question. So this is from Rock 777777. So there were 6 sevens.
That's a lot of sevens. I
There
thought 3
was.
was the lucky amount of sevens.
Yeah, this is like double that. I think this is like double lucky or something.
Right.
So then the question is, do you prefer to create OnlyFans content or regular industry films or content? So we've kind of discussed this, so I can kind of tell which way you'd lean, but you can still go ahead and answer.
Yeah, for me, I've only done um I haven't done
Like
content
industry
with,
content.
yeah, so that's what I prefer for now.
Would you
Who
ever
knows?
do
It
that
may
type of
change in
thing?
the future. I don't know. It may change in the future, but for now, that's just where I'm comfortable at with it. That's where I'm leaning towards.
Yeah, I mean, I do personally myself. I talk to a lot of different kind of content creators and to some studios as well. So, I mean, if you ever personally wanted to actually do like a movie, like I could actually connect you to one of the studios. I don't know if you need anything like that, but I have been talking to a lot of them like that.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
but then also like, yeah, I don't know, like that's like its own world. And I talk to people as well, like on that side of things, and like they seem like they usually have like an actual agent or a manager, and they kind of tell them exactly what to do. So maybe you wouldn't like that type of thing to
Okay.
be that controlled.
Yeah, maybe not. I'm a free spirit.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of sense I get, especially because you're an independent content creator, and it to me it seems like that whole being able to be your own free agent as like an adult content creator, like that seems like a very recent thing to me in that it's it having like a kind of business model to it, but like there has been, say, sex workers, right, that were
Yeah.
independent technically, but they're not, they don't have like a business online. They're probably like legitimately, like on the streets or, in like Craigslist or something like that, where
Yeah.
now you can have like an OnlyFans, you can run, like a Sex Panther, you can have it just for fans. There's like so many different websites and business models you can use. And you don't even need to do like hardcore content or anything anymore,
No.
Like people will buy like regular pornography in ways that they never did like 15 years ago or something, So the whole way of just you have to have a studio and you have to have an agent, I see that as almost like not not archaic or anything, but it's just one of many things now. That's how
Yes,
I think of it.
I definitely agree with that.
All right, so we'll move on to the next question. We got 2 more.
Okay.
So this one is from Adam01, and it's a little long, so it'll take me a moment to read. So, hey, Ashley, do you think we're moving towards a future where adult content creators have way more control over the industry? That kind of touches on things I was just saying. For example, a website that's like a bridge between Pornhub and OnlyFans. This could allow adult content creators to have more viral content while still controlling more of the rights and earning more from it at the same time. So they're kind of talking about like a hypothetical site, I guess. But to go back to the question itself, do you see uh, a future where adult content creators have way more control over the industry?
I actually do. With how much has changed over the years, studio porn was really big, and now OnlyFans is really big. So I do see a future the where the actors actually have more control over their content.
Mhm.
Whether it be even if it wasn't a site, whether they just all moved over to having their own sites. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I definitely do.
Do you think that there can be, say, websites that give even more control to fans, or excuse me, to content creators than OnlyFans?
I
Let's say like
think
something that gives more of a percentage to the creators, or even more ability to get around like the credit card vendors.
I definitely think new sites that are coming are going to give more percentages to the creators and stuff like that.
Yes, I had you answer that because we are that site. We're Tease fans. We give less of a cut. You know, we only take 10%. We I just wanted to give an ad there basically.
I love we were setting it up together. We didn't even plan that.
No, I just threw that together. But yeah, so I mean, we're trying to come into that space, and this question's really talking about it. Tease fans, you know, we're more flexible. You know, we're offering like specific content that creators might not be able to do at other sites. Not necessarily that it's illegal, but they're not necessarily tied to credit card vendors that are kind of giving sort of a regulation to what people can and can't do on their site. Because we use cryptocurrencies, we can get around a lot of the controls that sites may have like that. Like I have talked to specific people that they'll just have their own website, you know, their own name.com, you know, ashleyb.com or whatever, which I don't know if that's a real website. I'm just saying that. But they'll have that website and they'll have content up there, and they'll use, say, you know, Visa, MasterCard to put stuff up there. And then when they do that, you know, they'll get like a message. And I actually don't know how the messages come to creators like yourself, but I've been told, you know, you get something that says like, oh, you know, you can't simulate this, you can't do this, you can't do that, or we're going to pull, our credit card whole payment system from you, and you won't be able to get any money on your site anymore. You know, and I've also heard this from PayPal. I've heard this from Venmo. I've heard stories like this with Instagram, like all kinds of platforms that are very regulatory to adult content creators that can say, no, no, you know, we don't want you to basically be an adult content creator. You got to be tucked back in the box. And even recently, you know, I saw an article, I think a lot of people probably did, where OnlyFans themselves, it sounded like they were getting bought out, you know, soon. Were potentially going public, and they wanted to move away from adult content itself, you know, which is, you know, been their backbone for, you know, the last 2 years or something.
Yeah.
So we at Tease fans and working in the cryptocurrency space, we can basically bypass all the regulations that credit cards can handle. We are more anonymous for the buyers to use. You know, they're not going to look on their credit card history and it's going to say like, oh, $20 spent on OnlyFans, and then their wife gets mad at them or something. We can get around all that. And so I just see it, you know, many different pluses for our brand to work with adult content creators, you know, and it's just something that I'm personally excited for, and being able to offer to people in the adult industry the ability to, you know, get around all these things that I specifically like. I never used OnlyFans before, you know, working this, this job for the last couple of months. And I had a budget where I took $100, and I wanted to DM people on OnlyFans to see if they're available to do, work for the cryptocurrency brands, to see if they'll, you know, release content for our marketplaces, things like that. And I go spend, you know, because if you have an OnlyFans, you're probably aware that if I want to message someone, I have to pay something. You know, I have to subscribe to someone each time. I have to pay something on a credit card. And I get maybe 2 charges in, and all of a sudden they're going, oh, this is fraud. You can't use the credit card anymore. I have to go call my bank. I have to tell them like, oh, no, you know, this isn't fraud. I'm just trying to purchase adult material, you know, the regular way, you know. So I had to switch to a whole other credit card. It's real annoying, even if they're not regulating. It's just annoying to use a credit card for adult content, you know. So having that like way you can get around it, that you don't have to use Visa, MasterCard, Discover, whatever, you know, I think it's wonderful. You know, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, with our marketplace, basically. Like one of the many things.
I'm looking forward to that too. That does make sense because that probably stifles a lot of people from like keep going because like you
Yeah.
said, who wants to call their bank? Who wants to do all that?
hmm Yeah, and that's just like one of the regular things. That's not even saying like Visa just pulls. Like say they pulled all their payment like a vendor ability off of Pornhub. Like what was it, last December or something? Where just their entire content got pulled off. They pulled out of anyone that was an amateur content creator. That they just removed all the content from there. It's just verified creators on that platform now and it was kind of for a good reason because like there might have been like child porn on there, and so people are scared about that. But like say for Tease fans, like we are a curated platform, so it's not even something we have to worry about because someone like myself, I'm looking at each kind of content that's being put on our platform. Like a person is looking at it one by one, making sure this is up to snuff for our platform. It's not something sketchy, and also that it's just something that people actually want to buy. That is something that's interesting that
Yeah,
someone will want to buy. So it's something that I'm very very excited to see the future of this platform basically, and it's just getting started.
me
So
as
I just spent a
well.
long time with that advertisement. I'll give you another question now.
No, it was a much needed breakdown.
All right, so I have one more question. It's the final one, and then we'll say who won for the contest. So this is from Excelsi. I'm assuming that's how it's spelled or how it's pronounced. What has your experience of working within the adult entertainment industry as a person of color been like? Research has shown that Black adult entertainment stars also experience an unjust pay gap from their white counterparts, as found in other industries too. What could be done to help to fight the inequalities faced by the people of color in the industry?
Um, so as a person of color in the industry, I have had problems with some sites shadow banning me and for the same for stuff that doesn't go against their guidelines, for the same stuff other creators put up, they'll take mines down, they'll shadow ban me. So I have had some rough experiences, but like anything else, you got to work through them.
Right. Is there anything like in particular that you can think that stood out where you're just like, wow, like if I was white, this shit wouldn't be happening to me?
Really, it was with Instagram. It was just like constant harassment.
Was it like harassment you mean from fans or from the platform itself?
No, from the platform itself. Um, I think still currently I'm shadow banned on there, and I can't even post swipe ups in my story. It'll get taken down immediately. That's how you know it's not people and it's a bot on your page. If stuff gets taken down in the first second. You know what I mean?
Right, and shadow ban is when people can't search for you. Like you're not regular banned, but you're not searchable. Is that correct?
Yep, I'm not searchable.
Right.
Well, it might it was over a few weeks ago. And then I posted a photo. I can't remember what the photo was, but I never post anything new. Their guidelines are not to have bare butt cracks, not to have nipples showing. I don't post anything like that
Lots of
because that's
people do that.
that's what I'm saying. But I can have on a thong and they still might take it down.
Right, which is a little ridiculous because again, like I look through so many different adult content creators. It's really weird the fine line where I look at someone that they built up a humongous following on Instagram. They have millions of followers, and I'll look at it and the butt's right there, and I'm like, oh, okay, didn't know you could do that, and then I'll
Right.
look at some people that like they've been banned multiple times. They were on like their backup account. Their backup's been banned as well. It's really weird how they target on that platform. And that's again something where I just feel like, adult stars, adult content creators are being unfairly targeted for just doing something that's fully legal, perfectly fine. They're
Yeah.
working within the guidelines of the platform, but there's just a bias in society against sex workers and anyone that is anything close to that, basically.
Yeah, my page was actually my main Instagram. I have my main Instagram. I am Ashley D. Has 349K. My backup, I am Ashley underscore D has probably like 62K. but my main account was disabled 7 times.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
7 times.
Yeah, and that's again like something with our platform. We're not gonna disable our content creators just because like someone like flagged it somewhere. Like we don't have to necessarily. There's no like control over that on our platform. There's not like
No.
another company that can come to us unless the U.S. government wants to come to us. And be like, take down that Ashley D content or something like that. We're not gonna do that.
Right.
So yeah, just it frustrates me when I hear this stuff, because like I talk to like a lot of adult content creators, and you guys seem like great people, just doing normal, it's normal to your careers, just regular businesses. You're very business savvy, like it. I think there's a sense like in, quote unquote, like normal, regular people that aren't in pornography in any sort of way that, people that are in pornography are just like weird or craven or maybe drug addicts or something like that. And
Yeah.
everybody's perfectly fine that I talk to, it's just regular
Right.
people like everyone else, you don't need to like target them for, just doing what's their job. It's like, it'd be like if there was like a specific, like if they, like farmers where they were like, you can't put farming pictures up on Instagram. That's illegal. You put up too many corn crops or something like that. Like they just targeted like one industry like that. So it's kind of ridiculous to do.
Yeah, I think so too. And thank you to the comments. I
Oh
really like
yeah, I see
commenting.
all kinds of comments below here. I saw them pop up at first, and I was like, "Whoa," but then I realized, like, no, that's a comment. Which one of the people in those comments is a very good friend of mine that I'm seeing bring up messages over and over again. So thanks for watching the stream.
That's so
Um,
awesome.
so I have gone through all the questions. I believe I've done a good amount of advertising for my platform. Do you want to advertise for anything you got going on? Do you want to say like your social media or anything like that?
Yeah, if you're here, follow me on my Instagram, which is at I am Ashley D. My Twitter is at I am Ashley underscore D. And my YouTube is at I am Ashley D. And
Yeah.
most definitely, I am coming to Tease fans. Okay. That'll be
Awesome.
coming soon.
Yeah. We can just put up like your Cash App too and just be like, hey, you can give her money.
Oh, yeah. That's fine
Why
too.
not? Um, all right, so we've gone through all the questions. We have the final reveal of who won. It was not food spec like it was the last two times. Do you remember the name of the person? What it was?
Um,
If you don't,
it,
I'll go ahead and
I
do it.
I know which one it was, but I can't remember the names. They were all too long.
Okay, so it was Ronnie Diamonds. I believe that was a question you had. That was for you being the baddest model, basically. So Ronnie Diamonds, you're gonna get some money after this, basically. So
Thank you,
congratulations.
Ronnie.
Um,
Congratulations.
so I think that's about it for this stream. Can't think of anything else to advertise. Make sure you come to our Telegram if you're watching this. If you're not already in there, if you want to go to Tease.fan, that's our website. You heard from Ashley D's socials. If you want to go follow her, if you want to go give her money, we're gonna give her money. You should too. you know.
Hey,
But that's about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this interview. So have a good night, everyone.
good night.
All right.